This is something you made?
Yeah. My homemade jobby, $10.99.
Really?
It cost me.
Well, you're right. There's red ants even on my camera now. They're really numerous here. If I can catch them up there. You were zipping that guy around. You weren't kidding about acrobatics.
Bring him down for a hover. Something about electric.
Whoa!
Power to weight
Look
ratio.
at that.
You can do stuff like this.
It's like a, what do you call it, a gyrocopter now.
Right. There's so much torque and so much power to the weight. So these foams.
Wow, look at
You
that.
can do that. Sometimes when I used to go out and fly this to the park, people would come over and say, wait a minute, we thought that was a kite, because it was like hovering. Sideways flight, that's called knife edge right there. There's absolutely nothing, no flying surfaces working there. It's the biggest
Really?
motor right there on the side. It's just hanging on the prop. There's no flight surface. It's called knife edge on the edge.
I'm going to get over close because last time a lot of your comments weren't audible. I don't really know the capabilities of this thing.
Yeah, knife edge is where there's no flight surface giving it lift. Really all it is just a chunk of foam hanging on a prop. And that's where it goes sideways. There's no wing lift right there.
So it's just the thrust of the motors.
Right.
So how do your control surfaces affect it then?
The motor's blowing air over the surfaces. So you still have control.
I lost them. Where'd he go? It's funny, as soon as I zoom is when I lose them. There we go.
It's hard to keep it on a knife edge though, because it doesn't want to stay there. You really gotta...
When it's doing that, could you just have it stall and just drop?
Right. Oh, these can fall and drop at any time. Deliberately and...
Wow. How long ago did you make this one?
A couple years ago.
$10, huh?
$10. It's that blue foam from Home Depot.
And then motors, what, about 20 bucks?
The motor was $5.
5? This is a hobby I can afford.
Yeah, it's a cheap motor, $5 motor, and works great. The foam was pennies. Carbon fiber is the most expensive thing on it, and then the speed controller.
I forget about that. I have to buy one of those for each plane I make, right? Because the motors can be traded, but
Speed controllers can too.
They swap.
Take the speed controller and the motor off, like right here. Pop the motor off and the speed controller.
Okay.
On to something else. But the servos are a real kind of a pain to keep taking off from each plane.
That's what I wanted to buy.
And they're $2.50 each.
Wow.
You know,
so there's no reason to even.
Before, servos used to be like $40 a piece, and these El Cheapo ones are actually even better than the $40 servos that we used to have.
Now, is my speed controller that you put, is mine held in place with Velcro?
Yeah.
Okay, there he is right there.
Yeah, and then a little bit of packing tape too.
Well, you make good flying planes. Definitely, like you said, acrobatic.
Yeah, that one's real hairy to fly because the control surfaces, they move so much that it will just throw the plane anywhere you want it, and even places you don't want it. So it just really over controls the plane to where you can pretty much do whatever you want, and with the throttle, you know, just hang it on the throttle if you want to.
That amazed me when you did that.
And that stuff is fun. I mean, some of these guys fly these planes with that they call it 3D, and they're incredible flyers.
What does that mean? When I saw that on the forum, I thought they meant the construction of the plane. That's how they're flying it.
3D flying, yes.
Oh, okay.
They're hanging it on the prop, they're sideways, they're upside down. They're doing all this rolling it around and around and around, and they do it indoors a lot too.
Now I get it, because I saw those references and I thought they meant a 3D physical design of a plane or something.
If you go on YouTube and you YouTube 3D RC planes or 3D electric RC planes, you'll see some of the competitions in the gyms, and they use the thin foam and carbon fiber, and it's amazing watching these things fly.
I saw a couple of those. I stumbled on flying unbelievably slow indoors, like an aircraft hangar or a basketball
court. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do all these slow motion stunts because the planes are so light.
That's what I saw. I didn't know what I was watching.
It's 3D flying, and then they have the quarter scale and the half scale planes, and they can make those fly 3D now.
Wow.
I mean, it's pilot. You know, it's the pilot. It's not the plane that does it.
Well, thanks for having me do my first flight ever today. It was a little unnerving, but you said I did good in it, and you brought it in. I'm no longer a RC virgin.
Let's try it again.
Okay, let me turn the camera off.